Chelsea Green Publishing presents How to Save the Amazon, a journalist's deadly quest for answers. Written by Dom Phillips and contributors, and read by Colin, Mace and Thalissa Teixeira. Forward read by David Davies.
Forward. A bloody change of plan. Amazonia sua linda. Amazonia, you beauty, Dom Phillips exclaimed in a gloriously euphoric, tragically final social media post on 30th of May 2022. The shout of joy captioned a cell phone video clip of a lush rainforest riverbank taken from the speedboat that was powering him closer to the Javari Valley, an immense primordial wilderness, one of the last remaining on Earth. He was on his way to research a story about environmental criminals, the threat they pose to isolated indigenous peoples, and the possible solutions that local campaigners were exploring to resolve a bitter and increasingly violent conflict in this border region between Brazil, Peru and Colombia. It was to be a core element in the book he had been working on for several years. How to Save the Amazon, ask the people who know. He knew from a previous expedition in 2018 that the trip would be exhausting and uncomfortable at times, and possibly risky, but for Dom this was a passion as much as an occupation. British by birth, he had adopted Brazil as his homeland and the Amazon as his cause. His last public words convey the joy of a journalist doing a job he loved in a place he cherished. That night, he made a base in Atalaia do Norte, a run-down frontier town of crumbling concrete sidewalks and a collapsed waterfront esplanade. In the main square, mayors of yore had celebrated the principal activity of the townsfolk, fishing, by erecting concrete likenesses of the giant aquatic beasts caught in local rivers, the pirarucu, the arapaima gigas, tucane, peacock bass, and pirarara, the red-tailed catfish, which had long since lost their luster and now resembled gargoyles. The images of the fish were there again in Dom's hotel, the Castro Alves, painted in naive art murals on the bright mustard-coloured walls and used instead of numbers to distinguish between the second-floor rooms. The ground-floor accommodation was named after indigenous peoples, Marubo, Kanamari, Matis, who live in the nearby Javari Valley, which is home to 26 ethnic groups, 16 of whom choose to live with as little contact as possible with the outside world. Fishing and indigenous culture encapsulate the two conflicting ways of thinking in the region. Outsiders want to extract large quantities of fish for income, for profit, while insiders seek to block them and ensure sustainable catches for their communities.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?